say today's session. So today we'll see on continuation for yesterday's session. So whatever we have seen say yesterday, right? So we'll just continue from there. So yesterday we discussed on consolidations. So we'll just continue from there. So why we use consolidation? So anyone, any inputs? So what is the main purpose of using consolidation? So why we have used this object yesterday? So guys, like why we have used consolidations yesterday? So what is the point of using consolidation? To create derived elements. Yeah, perfect. So why we used basically is in order to create derived elements. So what is a derived element? So derived elements means, so this what we discussed basically physically, right? Say physically they doesn't exist at database level. So physically, if an element doesn't exist at DB level, and what we are doing, you're combining certain elements, right? You're combining certain elements. Yesterday we have combined some regions, we have combined some month in order to create a derived element. So yesterday, whatever derived elements we have created basically is, so we have created something, say for example, summer 2010, that was a derived element. Say we have created say rainy 2010, so that was say another derived element, or else we have created south region, so or else north region. So all these are the derived element. So you don't have any element like summer 2010, rainy 2010, south region, north region. So all this what we have done is using the existing elements, we have applied some condition or we have combined some elements, so in order to create this derived elements. So we'll just try to see how different is custom group, right? So and then we'll try to figure out by end of this session, so what is the difference between consolidation and custom group. So even custom group also, the custom group object also, so why we use basically is the custom group object is also used to create the derived elements. So we have two different objects, so which does the same purpose, that is for deriving the elements. So how to do it, I'll just show you. Okay, so why we use say if you look at this consolidations here, say you just get in and then you want to get to consolidation, so just go to consolidation and then empty consolidation, just click OK. And once you get in, say towards the left hand side, you do have hierarchies here, and then this is what the derived element you can create it. So whatever derived element you want to create in, so you have to type in the name here, just double click here, then say provide the name. So what name you want basically, say for example you want to have something a south region. So just once you do it, you can just click on that particular plus symbol, expand this, click on empty expression, and then once you do it, at this particular dialog box you need to provide that expression. So what you want to combine, so just go over here and then so just these are all hierarchies, and what hierarchy contains is hierarchy contains attributes. Hierarchy contains attributes. So just a minute. Okay, so now I need to have some region element. So you can just go there and then just drag south, southeast, and then say for example southwest. So this is how you want to create it. For an example, assume south region. But if you look at this particular object browser section, so whichever you have in the consolidation editor, so whatever you could see here, right, towards your left hand side, so here what you could see is, so just try to see here now, you see region, then geography, and what is the you can navigate means data explorer. So apart from this particular data explorer folder under MicroStrategy project, so you don't have any access in the consolidation editor. So what you can see means only one particular thing, that is a data explorer MicroStrategy tutorial. So under this, these are the different hierarchies you could see it. So I'll just show you from here. So once you open consolidation editor, so under this project, under this MicroStrategy tutorial project, so once you go to say schema objects, under schema objects you do have hierarchies and then data explorer folder. So under this data explorer folder, so what you'll have is you'll have all hierarchies, and hierarchies means related attributes. So you are going to group related attributes in order to create hierarchies. Okay, so this is what you require for which, right? So what we are doing basically is, okay, so in the consolidation editor, just try to look at here. So in the project, there are various public schema objects, but you don't have access to any other thing except one folder, that is Data Explorer folder, which contains hierarchy. And what hierarchies contains is attributes. Hierarchy contains is attributes. So at which scenario we go for, okay, for like attributes, elements you want to combine, this is how you do, plus, 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 and so on. But your requirement is, say for example, what the client has asked you is, client has asked you to create a report, which shows them top 5 contributors and then top 10 contributors. So we'll take a report, and from there we'll just try to understand, so what is the requirement of a client, and from there we'll just try to create that. So just go to attributes, and then I'm getting into geography folder. Under the geography, so just try to place that employee on your report, then get to metrics. In the metrics, get to sales metric, and then say for example revenue, and just run it. So once you execute it, you could see, say for example, 34 rows listed here. So from this particular number of rows which are listed here, so what I want is, okay, so let me tell you what is that output I require is, so I just want this to be either ascending or descending, either way is fine. So these are my bottom 5 employees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these 5 employees I need to sum up, and then I need to show one thing, like instead of their names, right, top 5 employees and what is their total contribution, that information I want to show. And on a similar note, I want to sum up all my, say, top 5. So whatever the top 5 I have, like this 5, right? So from Charles till Robert, so I need to sum up all these 5 values, and then I need to say their sales, and then want to understand between top 5 employees to bottom 5, so what is the sales difference or something. So on that lines, so whenever I run my report, I need to get 2 elements. What is that element means? Top 5 employees, total revenue, bottom 5 employees and total revenue. So in your project, right, or in your database, you don't have any element with the name top 5 employees or bottom 5 employees. You don't have any table, and under table you don't have any specific column which contains top 5 employees and then bottom 5 employees. So in order to get top 5, bottom 5, you need to combine this 5, and then you need to combine this particular 5 to get that related information. So these are the existing elements. So using these existing elements, you combine them to create new elements. To create a new elements at MSTR level is we call as derived elements. We call as a derived element. So for that particular thing, right? So how do you create derived elements? So just try to focus here, guys. Okay, I've just saved this. Fine. So now what is that condition we require? Say I want to sum up, say top 5 employees. Then my condition should be what? So top 5 employees based on revenue. Based on revenue. So what should be my condition? So my condition should be on employee or my condition should be on profit. What do you feel? On which particular column? On employee or else on the revenue? So which one do you think is a condition we need to apply? We need to apply on revenue. Okay, perfect. So whenever we want to apply condition on revenue, right? Whenever we want to apply condition on revenue, then which filter we use? So under report filter, we have seen types, right? Yeah, perfect. So use a set qualification filter. Okay, good. So fine. Okay, yep, perfect. So use the set qualification, good. So now basically in my attribute, sorry, in my consolidation editor, so just get to consolidation editor and click on consolidation editor. So you don't have any option here to apply a filter. So if you look at here, so you don't have any option to apply a filter. So what does that mean is your consolidation object is limited to apply condition only on the attributes. Only you open any hierarchy. Hierarchy means a collection of related attributes. So using consolidation, you can apply condition only on the attributes, only on the attributes. So let's see in the custom group how different it will be there. So just right click and then you get to custom group. So once you click on custom group, so it shows empty custom group. Just click on that one. Once you open that editor, so in that specific editor, now you could see here towards this particular left hand side the same hierarchies, but like look at this one. Double click here to drag an object from object browser to add a custom group element. Simply just double click here, type a name actually. Say for example, I'm putting in top 5 employees for a minute and then so what I'm doing is just look at this one. Here I have a add qualification. I double click this. So do you see this one? So this is as similar as your filters. Under your report filter you had attribute qualification, set qualification. Similar to that one you can do using custom group. So in the custom group, as you said, your requirement is, I mean, for whatever requirement, right? So in order to get top 5 employees, I need to apply a condition on set qualification. So just get to that set qualification and then just click OK. So once you click on OK, then it will ask you to browse on a metric. So which metric you need to browse, on which metric we want to apply condition. So I'm just choosing a revenue, what you said. So once I have chosen revenue and I said in order to get top 5 rate, so which operator we use basically is, I mean top, and the function we use is rank. So just choose them, rank, top, and what is that number you require? 5. Just click OK. So now it asks you, so this is a mandatory. What is, they'll ask you in an interview, what is difference between set qualification, right? So your set qualification in report filter to custom group filter. So in case of report filter, your output level is optional, but whereas in case of custom group, this output level is mandatory. Output level is mandatory, and you, when you write a certification, I mean MSTR, so there also this question is one frequent question you can expect. So between that report filter types to custom group filter, so what is the difference? Means what is the difference means output level is optional there and output level is mandatory here. So what does that mean is, okay, you are calculating a revenue rank top 5, but on which attribute your revenue has to be aggregated, so that you have to specify here. So choose here for which, right? So what is that we want? We want on the employees. So just get there, choose an employee, and then click OK. So the first condition is done. So in this way, you want one more condition wherein bottom 5 employees together. So just double click here, go here. So bottom, say for example 5 employees, and then just simply click on add qualification. Then get to say set qualification, the same thing. Just browse here, get to sales metric and then revenue, and then choose rank accordingly, and then from the operator top, and then choose 5. So once it is done, you can just choose output level, or once you click OK also, it prompts you to choose output level, from which just click OK, get to geography, then say employee, and then click OK. That's it. So now this top 5 is one derived element. What it is doing, it is taking the employees with top 5 ranks, and then the second one, bottom 5 employees, so is another derived element which is taking what means a rank of a revenue. So here also you have given top, so which should be bottom. Just click OK. So this bottom 5 employees are grouping as name bottom 5 employees. So let's try to place this on the report, and then say top and say bottom. So I've just provided a name, top bottom contributors, and then you want to use this on a report. So you can just use the same report basically. So if you look at this one, you could see now 34 employees, and so what I'm doing is I'm just removing my employee, and instead of employee, just get to public objects, and then under that one, so under consolidation, I have placed that one. So whatever you have created, top and bottom contributors, so just place it and then click on run. So once you do it, now you see top 5 employees and then bottom 5 employees. So this is their value. So this is a value of bottom 5, this is a value of top 5. And also say you want to see the employees also who falls under this 5, and who falls under this 5, you want their employee names and their individual contribution also. Even that also you can get it. So how we get it, that I'll show you now. Okay, so now one thing, so looking at this basically, right, so between consolidation and then custom group, right, so what is that you have observed basically is consolidations are restricted only to attributes. Means, so in the consolidation you can derive elements only on attributes, but whereas in case of custom group, what we have done is we have derived element by applying condition to metric, that is like rank top 5 and then revenue rank bottom 5, right? So similarly the same south and north region, so whichever, say for example, just look at this one, seasons for example. So under seasons we have created this summer, rainy, winter, right? So we have created 3 different elements. The same thing you can actually using custom group as well. So just try to focus here, right click and then right, go to custom group editor. So click OK, and in the custom group editor simply just double click here. So once you double click, so I want to have that same thing, say summer 2010. So whatever we have created yesterday using consolidation, I'm trying to create using the custom group editor, for which summer 2010. So just double click on this. You now, instead of set qualification, as my condition should be month in list few months, right, for which month is an attribute. So whenever you want to apply condition on attribute, go to attribute qualification, just click OK. Then from here click on browse, then get to time, and then within a time, so we have chosen yesterday month, click on add, and then which months we have selected yesterday means say March, April, May, June. And similarly I want to create for all 3 as well, and then we'll see the differences between them. So then we created another element yesterday, rainy 2010, and then double click here, add an attribute qualification. So just click on browse and then get to the same thing, time, month, click on add, say for example July, August, September, October, and then we have created winter 2010. You just simply double click here, same condition but for a different months. So just browse here, get to time, click on month, click on add, then get to November 2010, say then December 2010, January, and then February, right? So this is again you have for winter 2010. So now these are the three different elements you are creating: summer, rainy, winter. Yesterday we have created using consolidation. Now the same thing, seasons, I am creating using what means using a custom group object. So by creating these two examples like seasons and then this one, right? Seasons I've created on attribute and this I've created on metrics, right? On the revenue metric. So by that specific point, right? So what it summarizes is using consolidation, we can create derived elements only on attributes. But whereas in case of custom groups, you can create derived elements on both consolidations as well as custom group. Sorry, on both attributes and metrics. Using custom group, you can create derived elements on both attributes and metrics. So that is the first difference. And then, so let's try to use this seasons in a report. So just right click, get to report. So I'm getting to say public objects under the consolidations. Demo 1, I've created it. Seasons custom group, then get to metrics, and then I'm placing couple of metrics, assume profit and then revenue. So this is seasons I've created using custom group. Okay, I'm just saving this one. So this is seasons I've created using custom group object. I'm just saving this one. And similarly, I want to create one report with consolidation. So just go to new, a report, click OK. And within this, so just get to public objects and then consolidation, demo consolidation, from which say you have this one, seasons 2010, which is yesterday we have created. And then I'm using the same matrices as in for a minute, profit and then revenue. So just save this one. So this is also seasons, but I've created this with a consolidation editor. So using say consolidation editor, custom group editor, the values remain same. Only the thing, the way you are creating is different. So let's see that. So I'm just running this report. For example, it's a custom group one, and then summer 2010, you see 3,95,196, and then I'm just trying to run the report with the consolidation, the same thing. So just run it. And say you look at this specific thing at the top, you can differentiate or from the symbol here, this is a consolidation symbol. So 395,196, and then you have say other report also here. So between these two reports, do you see any difference in the value means? No. So here you do plus or here you include, right? So both of them are same. So in the both the scenarios, right? So what is that means? So here also you created three elements with same value. Here also you created three elements with the same value. So when you have two different objects which are used for same purpose, right? Then which one do you prefer? So when you have, I mean, two different or two or more options which serves the same, I mean, functionality, right? Then which one do you prefer? In this case, very simple. You have consolidation. I mean, why? I mean, consolidation or custom group is not question here. So the question here is, what is that consideration you are going to take? means I have consolidation for the same reason. Custom group also I can create this seasons one. So I'm not asking which one you prefer, consolidation or custom group. So my question here is, on what basis you decide, okay, I have to go for consolidation or custom group. So what is that input we have to take before we choose consolidation or custom group for this requirement? Okay. No, no, no. I mean, the point is, okay, okay, fine. Forget about all these things. My question is, again, I mean, this one for that, that one. Okay, say for example, okay, let me tell you one specific thing. Say for example, I mean, people are in Hyderabad, I think, say, or like you are in your native, wherever, whatever place you are. Basically, say for example, now to reach out a destination, here is something you require data. Say from whatever place you are currently, so whatever place you are, say you need to go to airport. You need to go to airport from like whoever is there over here, right? So you need to go to airport, and to reach airport, right? Say basically there will be one single route, or there will be multiple routes to reach to that destination. So to go to any place, so there will be only one single route, or do we have multiple routes to reach that destination? So obviously, in most of the cases, you do have multiple, right? Perfect. So once you have that multiple, right, which one do you choose? So from that multiple routes, so you choose the shortest route. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, correct. So here also the point is same thing. So the thing is now it has to go to database, get some elements, and on top of it, it has to do calculations. So in order to do that one, right? So in order to get the same requirement, if you look at this consolidations report, the other one, whichever I mean is small here, is a custom group. So if you look at this consolidation here, in order to bring data for this one, what is the time it has consumed basically means within no time it has brought in. But if you look at the custom group here, it has took say 1 second. So now this is what the important thing. So whenever you have same requirement, right? So what that comes into picture is the execution time. How much time it is taking, how much time it is taking to bring the data. So in this particular scenario, I prefer using consolidation over custom group. The reason is consolidation is taking less time when compared to custom group. Okay, what is the technical reason behind it? So why it is taking basically is, so in case of consolidations, so I'm just, instead of grid view, I'm getting into SQL view. So once you get into SQL view, just try to see here now. So what it does basically is it brings all months data from your database. So this is the where condition. So in the where condition, what it is doing is it is bringing data for all the months. It is bringing data for all the months, and in the analytical engine basically, so what it is doing is, just look at this one, it is calculating the consolidations, that season consolidation, whatever it has to group. Okay, this 4 months it has to group, and then it has to give as summer. This 4 months it has to group and give as rainy. This 4 months it has to combine and give as winter. So this calculation is done at analytical engine. So where in case of consolidation, so the consolidations gets calculated where means at the analytical engine. Hence it will be faster. And whereas you get to custom group. So in the custom group, so you just get to SQL view. In the SQL view, just try to look at that and this particular thing. So here So you have, one step. So when you use custom group, what happens is you get two steps, 3, 4. If you look at this SQL, right? So it creates multiple steps, or here we call multiple passes. So it creates multiple passes. So in that case, you see 1 or 2, but here you could see 6 or 7. And all this gets calculated. So whatever the condition you're giving, so this gets calculated at the SQL engine. It gets calculated at the SQL engine. So whenever it does any calculations at SQL engine, it is going to take more time. It is going to take more time. So what custom group does basically is custom group gets calculated at the SQL engine, and then it is going to take more time when compared to custom group. Okay. Sorry, when compared to consolidation. So on that lines, so whenever you want to define condition on attributes, whenever you want to define condition on attributes, so it is preferred to go for custom group, sorry, to go for consolidation. So whenever you want to create derived elements on attributes, then better use consolidation. But whenever you want to use derived elements on matrices, you want to use on matrix. So on that particular scenario, you cannot actually using consolidation. Then no other alternate. You need to go for custom group. You need to go for custom group. So in case of attribute, which one is more efficient means consolidations are more efficient when compared to custom group. So what is the reason means consolidations gets calculated at analytical engine. Consolidation gets calculated at analytical engine. So whereas your custom group elements gets calculated at the SQL engine, So 2 points. Is there any question? The first point is using consolidation, we can create elements only on attributes. Whereas using custom group, we can create elements on both both attributes and metrics. And the second point, the consolidation gets calculated at analytical engine and it is more efficient, whereas custom group gets calculated at SQL engine and it is less efficient. So any question on these 2 points? So people are not talking, right? Please go on mute. Okay, so I'm waiting for like some other inputs, like I've got from 2 persons. So about others. So is this first 2 points clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then yeah. Okay. So now moving on to say another third difference. So the third difference, just try to understand here. Say in case of seasons custom group, I'm just opening this one, and under this I want to see, okay, under summer 2010, what are the months you have clubbed? Under rainy 2010, what are their individual month and individual contribution? I want to see it. Or else here top and then bottom contributors, I want to see who are my top 5 employees, what is their individual contribution, who are my bottom, and so on. So in order to see that one, so what is that you need to do is, okay, so for this I want to see initially assume. So then go to that particular custom group, top and bottom contributors, then click on edit. So once you click on edit, so what is that you need to do is select that derived element, top 5 or bottom 5, whichever you want to see individual element. So just simply right click and then you get an option called as show display option. Show display option. So just select on this show display options and then look at this options here. So you have 3 different options. Show only element names. Element names means the derived element, top 5, bottom 5. So you want to see that, or you want to see employees actually. But whereas if you look at the last option here, show the element names, means top 5 employees, and individual items. Individual means that individual employee names. So individual item within this element also expand this individual items if possible. So instead of first option, I've chosen the last option. So I've just done for only one. Let's try to run this report and then come back to that one. So just try to run this. So once you run it, you see bottom 5 employees, what is their names, and then so what is their contribution actually. So you want now, say for example for this also, so for this particular top 5 employees also you want to see their employee list. So in order to see for that one, right, so you need to enable that option. What happened? Show display option. Okay, let me see once. So for each and every element you need to do it. Okay. 1 second. We're getting data. So here, based on the sort it is coming. Fine. So I've just earlier done sort on that revenue, right? So I'll just apply this on a new report. So go to public objects, top and bottom contributor. Get a matrix and then place here required matrix and then just try to run this. Okay, this is a view you will get it. So top 5 employees, and then you could see who are their top 5 employees, their individual contribution. Bottom 5 employees, what is their names and their individual contribution. So this is a total, and these are the individual things. Like you get like a parent child. This acts as a parent, the total, and these are its child. This is again a parent, these are the child. If you have multiple, you get all that particular multiple. And the same the case, you get it for the other thing, like under summer 2010, what months you have clubbed, right? So you want to see that details also. Select that derived element, show display option, choose the last option, elements and individual items. Similarly, under this one, rainy, just go there, select this one. So winter, and then show display option, get to the last one, and then simply save and close this. So once you do it, right, so you want to run this report, seasons custom group, so just try to execute it. Okay, so once you see it, summer 2010, what are months under it? The rainy, what are months? Winter, what are months? And their individual contribution. The same thing, you want to do it for consolidations assume. So you just get there and then try to look at this one. I just right click, add element, delete, rename, move down, import elements, formatting, subtotals. So only these options you have. So you don't have any option called show display option. So what that means is, in case of custom group object, you can expand the individual items. You can expand the individual items. Whereas in case of consolidation, we cannot expand the individual items. We cannot expand the individual items. So just remember, you can see only derived elements in consolidation. You cannot see individual, but whereas in case of custom group, you can see derived element, as well as just below that, you can see the individual items as well. Individual items which you have clubbed. So there is a third difference which we have seen. And the fourth difference, so just try to focus here. The fourth difference is, say for example, So just let me run this report. And once I run this report, say I want to do, I mean, from rainy to winter, I want to know the difference in my sales or profit. So from rainy to winter, I want to do a comparison, rainy minus winter. I want to do some rainy minus winter. So rainy is what? Rainy is a derived element, and then winter is also derived element. So using existing derived element, what I want is, I want to do rainy and then say winter. So using the existing derived elements like rainy winter, I want to create a new element which is difference between rainy and winter. So you can just drag this one and then do a subtraction, then winter. So just try to save this, click OK. Let's try to see whether we can see difference between that say I mean rainy and winter shows up on your report. So just run this and you see a fourth element got added, difference between that two regions. And if you just subtract this one, right, you get it correctly. So the reason you are seeing 6 basically is like if you enable the decimal values, then you get the correct thing. So just go to number and you want even currency as well, then the decimal value, click OK. Okay, so this is what the exact difference you see between these two things. Right. So using this existing elements, I was able to create a new element where in case of consolidation, the same thing, let me try in case of custom group. So I just want to say do a subtraction of this and so on. So just I try to drag here and then drop it, right? It doesn't allow. It doesn't allow. So in case of custom group, the limitation is using existing derived elements. Using existing derived elements, you cannot create new derived elements. For example, just come over here, drag here, it doesn't allow. So using existing derived elements, you cannot create new derived elements in case of custom group. So in case of consolidation, you can create it. Okay, that is a fourth difference you have seen. And then one more difference is, so like whatever view we are seeing, right? So in case seasons or like top and then bottom contributors, when you get there, so this view is called a parent-child view. Like summer 2010 access a parent, these are its child. This is a parent, this is a child, parent, child, and so on. So this specific thing is called a hierarchical view. We call them as a hierarchical view. Just try to see. This is one view. The same view I'm just changing it by getting to data, and in the data, so you see an option called report data options, which we have used for report limit. So just I'm getting there, and then here what I'm doing is under the display. So we have used report limit. We'll see the other options as well in coming session. So I'm getting to display. Under display, I do have an option called object display. Under object display, look at the top here, display object display, and then look at this option, custom group display option. Means this option is explicitly designed for custom group itself. So you just get to seasons custom group and then you have a default, and default and the hierarchical both are same actually. The view remains same. So I'm just getting to flatten and then hit on OK. So it asks the report to be re-executed. Yes. I click on yes. So now basically if you look at this specific thing here, right? So what is the difference here you see is, so you see like one below the other, all things. And which view is better? The earlier view was better or this view was better for you? So is this flatten view better, or else I'm just getting to the same thing, report data option, display, object display, and instead of flatten, I'm getting to hierarchical and then click OK, then click yes. So which one is the best view for analyzing data? Flatten or the hierarchical one? So this one is better because the reason is you can clearly understand. So where is your derived element and where are your individual elements? Where is derived? Where is individual? Where is derived? Where is individual? Right. So this hierarchical view is possible only with custom group object. With any other object in MSTR, you don't have this view actually. So whenever you want to see some hierarchical view or something, again you need to go for custom group. So on custom group, only the thing like the performance gets degraded, but there are like a lot of flexibilities. Like instead of creating multiple filters, you can combine all that filters into one place in your custom group. All right. So basically, so difference between consolidation and custom group is one very commonly asked entry question. Very frequently you experience this particular question, for which just try to focus here. So both are used for derived element, that is fine, but using consolidation, we can create derived elements only on attributes. So whereas the same point if we say here, so using custom group, we can derive elements on both attributes and metrics. So what is the second point I said basically? So on this particular consolidation, so where they get calculated? So consolidation gets calculated at analytical engine, and it is more efficient. More efficient means it takes less time. It takes less time to get the data. So whereas your custom group, right? So what is the point? It gets calculated at SQL engine and it is less efficient. Okay. Then what is the other point I said? Basically, in custom group, we cannot expand individual items. So in case of consolidations, we cannot expand individual items, whereas in custom group we can expand individual items. And then what we have seen basically is in consolidation we can derive new elements using existing derived elements. So you can create new elements. But whereas in case of custom group it is not possible. So in custom group we cannot derive new elements using the existing elements. And then here you will not have you don't have any hierarchical view, and whereas here, so you get that particular hierarchical view. Okay, so these are like the key differences. At least you say 3 differences between consolidation to custom group, right? That should be fine in an interview. So any question you have on whatever differences we have seen? Because these two are like very simple objects. Like custom group is as similar as filters. You done filters, then as good as you have done custom group. Only the thing is, while you click OK, then it will ask an output level which you need to choose. That's it. So there is no difference between your report filter types to the custom group. So any question on any one of this, guys? Or you're good with both consolidation, custom group, why we use it, and then what are the differences? Okay, which scenario I go for consolidation, which scenario I go for custom group. Okay then, I mean, say in that case, what we'll do is tomorrow we'll start with metrics. Again, like why metrics takes more time, right? So we'll just try to understand that why metrics takes more time is. So similar to your, like say filters, right? So in the metrics, again I tell in the metrics, so you miss one session. So we'll have 4 hour session on metrics. If you miss one single session, right, as good as you don't know entire metrics. If you miss tomorrow's session, very simple, then it's better to join after like 4 days. That is like once we are done with metrics, because you don't understand. Once you don't know the basics, you cannot understand. So under basics, I mean, so we see tomorrow like what is metric, and then basics about the metric. So in order to create metric, I mean what we need to do, or what itself is a metric. On metrics can be created on water, wall, objects. All these things will be seen. And the other thing is why it is going to take a lot of time basically is, so under metrics, again, there are different types. So based on how you define a formula, so generally when we write some mathematical formula, right, so we say simple formula, then medium complexity or complex formula. So here also metrics, you can create it by using various objects. So based on how you define metrics, right? So these metrics are classified into different types. Metrics are classified into different types. Like you can create simple, and then say for example, you can create compound, then you can create like smart, you can create level, you can create nested, you can create, say for example, transformational metric, and you can create conditional metric. Yeah, so you have like OLAP metric, or else you can create a rank metric, you can create a non-aggregate metric. So in this way, so the metric creation, right, are of different types. So all these particular things to understand is going to take time. So what we do basically is tomorrow we'll understand what is metric, and to create this metric, right? So what are different objects we can use to create metrics, and what are the metric components we have? First 30 minutes, and next 30 minutes we'll just try to create like at least a couple of metrics. Simple, what is simple metric, what is compound, and then in the next class some more types of metrics, and so on actually. So this is what, so again I'm telling, every class is a continuation, guys. So just don't miss next 4 days, because that is a key thing. If you don't understand metrics, as good as you don't understand prompts or like rest all the objects, you cannot understand.